Have you ever thought about the possibility of humankind going extinct? That maybe one day we'll just blow ourselves up with the over 15,000 nuclear bombs we have, for some stupid reason, decided are a good idea to leave lying around. Or that maybe we'll lose the battle against global warming, or go our dinosaur 2.0 style from a giant fiery ball of death. Or maybe even that we'll be wiped out in a zombie apocalypse. Yeah, I'm pretty sure everyone has considered some kind of doomsday scenario at least once in their lives. And if we don't want to be absolutely destroyed when a catastrophic event eventually does happen, then we should probably start taking some safety measures, right? A healthy measure of precaution is generally a good thing to have going. And what better way to safeguard against extinction than having a backup on a whole nother planet? That's right, I'm talking about becoming a multi-planetary species here. I think we can all agree that Mars is a pretty cool place. It's named after the Roman god of war, it's a real great colour, and according to some people, it even has little green aliens. I mean, how can you get better than that? I mean, sure, it may take us 150 days just to get there, but it still has some things going for it, right? Mars has 24-hour, 40-minute days, almost identical to ours, so you wouldn't have to worry about having to adjust to having 8-year-long nights or anything crazy like that. Mars also has frozen water covering parts of the surface in its polar ice caps and in vast glaciers hidden under its surface. So you'd spend a lot less time having to drink your own recycled pee. I mean, that's always a bonus. As Carl Sagan said, Mars is a world of wonders. Unfortunately, despite these positive aspects, there are still some downsides to a colony on Mars, like the fact that Mars has only approximately 40% of the gravity we're used to. So far, we don't really know whether humans can remain healthy long-term in gravity that low. We know from studying the bones of returned astronauts that bone density decreases significantly in zero gravity, leaving bone weak and less able to support the body's weight upon return to Earth. So we could all have a lot of fun breaking our legs just by jumping a few centimeters. Mars also has almost no atmosphere, so colonists would be living in what is practically a vacuum. This means colonists would be subject to a lot of cosmic radiation that our good friend the Earth usually absorbs with its atmosphere. Basically, imagine living in Chernobyl. Not that great for your health long term. Also, the absence of pressure in a vacuum means that colonists would have to constantly wear pressurized spacesuits, as well as a breathing apparatus, every time they want to go outside. It takes 2 hours and 20 minutes approximately just to prepare to put one on. A huge hassle for inhabitants to do daily. And plus, due to the vacuum, any malfunctions could prove fatal. If the suit is punctured, consciousness is lost within 15 seconds. Just forget one step in the checklist whilst putting on a spacesuit and boom, you're dead. Sounds like a lot of fun, right? But wait a second. Mars ain't the only other planet in the solar system. What about Venus? Venus is cool too, you know. Hot and rocky, it's completely inhospitable at the surface, having the pressure of 93 Earth atmospheres, which is what you'd get approximately 1,000 meters under the ocean. Anything there would be instantly crushed. And there's also the average temperature of 460 degrees Celsius to deal with. However, 50 kilometers up into the atmosphere, the pressure is reduced to that the same as Earth's, and the temperature sinks to a manageable 50 degrees Celsius, much easier to deal with than Mars's vacuum-like atmosphere and temperatures which can get down to negative 160 degrees Celsius. This may sound irrelevant, humans can't live up there, but through a little bit of good old ingenuity we can. The air we breathe is lighter than the air in the atmosphere of Venus. This means that if you were to fill a balloon with Earth air, it would float up to around 50 kilometers high up in Venus's atmosphere and stay there. See where I'm going here? This creates the option of having habitable cities kept afloat by the very air that fills them. And on Venus, we would have an almost infinite supply of air. So you don't have to worry about waking up to find yourself choking to death. The atmosphere being made out of carbon dioxide means we can extract oxygen from there, and Venus does have some nitrogen in its atmosphere as well, so there you go. Breathable air. Aside from the awesomeness of living in a floating city in the yellow skies of an alien world that's kept afloat by the very air that fills it, there are many other areas in which colonizing Venus trumps Mars. The inhabitants of these cloud cities wouldn't have to wear pressurized spacesuits, instead only needing a breathing apparatus to venture outside their cities. Also, with a gravity 90% of ours, there would be very minor, if any, long-term health complications. And another bonus, colonists would be protected by the thick atmosphere from all the cosmic radiation, only receiving what we do here on Earth. You know what that means. No cancer! Yay! The distant moon of Titan is another possible destination for our civilization. A pale yellow world tinged with green, it is the largest natural satellite of Saturn. Disregarding new propulsion methods such as ionic and photonic, it would take a little over 3 years to reach Titan with current technology. A damn long time to spend in a space shuttle. So why would we have any interest in going there? Well, Titan is the most Earth-like world in the solar system, and the only moon that has an atmosphere. It is 50% larger than our moon, and is significantly more massive than all Saturn's 61 other known moons combined. It is even larger than Mercury. It is the only other discovered world to have liquid oceans and lakes on its surface. You know what that means? It means that Titan could possibly be host to life forms unlike anything we've ever seen. Methane-based rather than water-based like here on Earth. We're talking about real goddamn aliens here. Titan also has a climate system similar to ours. Rain, clouds, and other weather systems. Titan has many advantages over Mars and Venus. Under the alien surface of this distant world also appears to be an ocean of liquid water. This covers our need for water, obviously, and we can also use it to extract oxygen from. Nitrogen, methane, and ammonia can all be used to produce fertilizer for growing food. Titan possesses an abundance of all the elements necessary to support life. One of the only disadvantages Titan has, aside from the distance, is its low gravity, which is 15% of Earth's, which is comparable to that of our own moon. So unfortunately you would have the same health issues as you would on Mars or on our own moon. But apart from that, Titan looks pretty good. Another benefit of Titan is that the pressure is only that of 1.5 Earth atmospheres, the same as you get sitting at the bottom of your average swimming pool. This eliminates the need for bulky, impractical, pressurized spacesuits, and the risk of imploding just because you forgot to tie your shoes properly. Cold-resistant clothing, however, will still be needed alongside a breathing apparatus, as the average surface temperature of Titan is negative 179 degrees Celsius, so bloody cold. Also, like with the cloud colonies on Venus, Titanian colonists would also be protected by the thick atmosphere from meteors, asteroids, and cosmic radiation. So once again, no cancer! The coolest thing about Titan, though, is the very high ratio of atmospheric density to surface gravity also greatly reduces the wingspan needed for an aircraft to maintain lift, so much so that a human would be able to strap on wings and easily fly through the hazy orange sky, or use a coat to hang glide after jumping off a high place. How awesome is that? I think we can all agree Titan is by far the best destination for our species. I'd like to finish up with a quote from Carl Sagan. By exploring other worlds, we safeguard this one. By itself, I think this fact more than justifies the money our species has spent in sending ships to other worlds. Thanks for listening. If you'd like to see more content like this, please let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe!